Hello children, welcome back to the revision video on models, that is chapter 5 in your grammar book. So let's proceed. So far we have learnt about can, could, will, may, might, their different uses. In this video let's know more about the models. Must, have to, have got to, had got to, these are also models and they shows necessity and compulsion. We use must and have to say that it is necessary to do something. Sometimes we can use either of them. You know the meaning of either of them? Means any one of them. You must put in real hard work if you want to do well. You have to put in real hard work if you want to do well. But there is a difference between the two of them. Must carries the speaker's personal feeling. Have to suggests some external compulsion or that there is some kind of a rule about it or the situation demands it. Let's see the examples. You must see this movie from the very beginning. I want you to do that. This is speaker's personal feeling. You have to reach the office by 9 a.m. That's the rule. So have to shows that is a rule and you have to perform that, and must is somebody's inner feelings which you can do. My eyes can't stand sunlight. I have to wear goggles. My situation demands that I wear goggles. Must doesn't have a past tense form. So we can use must to talk about the present or the future tense only. Like we must call Satish now. This is present tense. We must call Satish tomorrow. It shows future. But we can use have to in all tenses. Means in past also, present also and in future too. Like I had to withdraw money from the bank. I had to. It shows the past. I have to withdraw money from the bank. It reflects present. I will have to withdraw money from the bank. It shows future. In questions and negative sentences with have to, we normally use do, does and did. Do you have to stay back at the school daily? Did the children have to come in the school uniform daily? As we know, along with did, we have to use first form of the verb. So that is why have to is used here. Have got to, we can use have got to instead of have to. We have got to finish these drawings by tomorrow. I have got to buy these books before I go to school. Means both are same. The meaning is same. So in place of have to, you can use have got to. So let's see how to summarize it. Must means the speaker insists something is done. Have to and had to is used, external compulsion, some kind of a rule or the demand of the situation. Have got to and had got to can replace have to and had to. On the basis of above understanding, let's do exercise 11. Complete these sentences with must or have to, had to. Sometimes it is possible to use either must or have to. Checks for school fees dash be deposited in the bank. So have to. And other sentences you can do. Answers are been given at the bottom. Let's see some other models like mustn't and don't have to. Yes, it is mustn't children. The pronunciation is mustn't. T is silent here. It is not must not. So let's see the examples. You mustn't tip the attendant means it is necessary that you don't tip the attendant. And where we have to use don't have to, what is the meaning of don't have to? You don't have to tip the attendant. It means there is no need to tip the attendant, but if you want, you can. So the difference between mustn't and don't have to is mustn't reflects if something is prohibited, means don't do or at all, and don't or doesn't have to reflects no need, but do it if you like. On the basis of this understanding of mustn't and don't have to, let's do this exercise 12. Complete these sentences with mustn't or don't or doesn't have to. You dash be always rich if you want to help others. Here it will be don't have to. B is already been given here, so no need to fill B again. It's no parking zone. We dash park our car here. We mustn't. And this way you can fill other blanks too. Now let's see these models, should, ought to. They reflect suggestion, advice, duty or obligation. Should is used to give suggestions like you are putting on weight, you should take regular exercise. But what is the difference between should, must or have to? Where we have to use should, where we have to use must, or where we have to use have to? Let's see in same sentence the different uses of three of them. Like you should wear a helmet while driving a motorbike means it's the right thing to do for your safety. In same sentence, in place of should, if we replace must, you must wear a helmet while driving a motorbike means it is necessary, so I advise you to do so. So in place of must, if we replace have to, like you have to wear a helmet while driving a motorbike means that's the law. It is compulsory. It is important according to the law also. So have to is according to the rule, according to the law. Must is compulsion and should is up to you. Should have, where we have to use should have done means that it was the right thing to do but was not done or wasn't done. Now let's see the model ought to. Ought to conveys the same sense as should, but it carries with it a sense of moral duty. You ought to take care of your old parents means it is your moral duty. You ought to abide by the laws of the land. Ought to also suggests that it is the right thing to do. Hence these days both should and ought to are used to convey the same idea. So what we have learnt by now? Should is used to show suggestions, advice in general. Must is used, the speaker insists something is done. Ought to is used when moral obligations are given to do something. Should have is used in something that it was right to do but was not done. Now let's see the uses of will and shall. Will and shall are used for promise. Will and shall are used to suggest promise or some kind of assurance. Will with I and we. In grammar, in tenses, we have learned that along with I and we have to use shall. But if we reverse it, in place of shall, if will is used along with I and we, and shall with other subjects, carry the force of a promise. We will come to your birthday party. It shows promise. In place of shall, what we have used? Will. So it shows promise. You shall get here all the comforts of a home. As we know that along with I and we, grammatically we should use shall, and with other subjects we should use will. But here it is reverse. Along with we, it is will which is used here and it shows promise, and along with you, shall is used which shows assurance. However, since it is now common to use will with all subjects to indicate future time, will with I and we is not enough to suggest promise. We should say, I assure you. We promise. So you have to add these words before completing your sentence. Let's see the different uses or other uses of can, could, will, would. They also reflects request, like can you drop me near the school please, or could you open the door please, can you do me a favor, would you speak a bit louder. Can and could are more usual than will and would. Could and would are more polite than can and will. Means they are used as can and will, but for more politer form, instead of can and will, could and would are used. So what we have learnt, can and could commonly used to make request, and could and would for more polite than can and will. On the basis of understanding, children, let's do exercise 17. I prefer this exercise is very important for you. You should learn these models by heart and you should use them to make your conversation, to make your speech polite and humble. The same sentence, by adding these models, is totally changed. Its mood, its tone is totally changed. Let's see the example. Switch that television off. It is a rote command. By adding the model, we can change the mood, we can change the tone of the sentence. For example, I have to prepare for a test tomorrow. Could you switch that television off, please? Don't make a noise here. Father is sleeping. Would you please not make a noise here? Get me a cup of tea. I'm feeling tired. Could you get me a cup of tea? Open that window. It is very hot inside. Could you open that window, please? Take away the dog. Could you please take the dog away? I'm feeling disturbed by its barking. Don't make a crowd near the patient's bed. The patient needs fresh air. Would you please not make a crowd near her bed? So this is model. We change the mood, we change the tone of the speech. Let's see mustn't and ought not to once again. So we have learned that must not or mustn't is used if we want to prohibit something, and ought not to is used for doing something that is not right, that won't be right. May is used for asking or taking permission, but another use of may is wish to, like may you be happy, may you be blessed with a long life. We put a mark of exclamation at the end of these sentences. On the basis of this understanding, let's do exercise 19. What would you say in these situations? Begin your sentence with may. For example, at the station, to a friend you have come to see off. May you have a happy journey. I recommend this is again a very important exercise for you, so you should learn it by heart. To a candidate contesting an election. May you win the election. To a friend going to take his or her final examination. May you do well in the examination. To a friend's sister who is going to get married. May you have a very long and happy married life. To a friend who has been ill for a very long time. May you get well soon. To a friend about to play in a chess tournament. May you win the tournament. So you must have noticed that by the end of the sentence you have to put exclamation mark. Let's see some other models like needn't have or didn't need to. They shows absence of necessity, like I needn't have brought my umbrella. I didn't need to bring my umbrella. In sentence 1, I didn't have brought my umbrella. In this sentence, I have brought my umbrella, but there was no need to bring it. Another sentence, I didn't need to bring my umbrella. It shows that I didn't bring my umbrella because I felt there was no need to bring it. So this is the basic difference between needn't have or didn't need. On the basis of this understanding, let's do exercise 20. Complete these sentences with needn't have or didn't need to and the verbs given in the brackets. The hotel provides a decent bed. You dash your own bedding. Bring is already been given here. So you needn't have brought. Another sentences you can fill yourself because answers are already been provided. Last but not the least, we have the model dare. Dare means not to be afraid to do something. It is mostly used in negative sentences and in questions. For example, I didn't go into a lion's den. The child dare not talk to his father. Dare you swim across this flooded river? No, I didn't. Children, by this we are ending models. I hope you understood it well now. I have given my best to make you understand. But still, if you have any kind of query, you may ask anytime. Thank you.